if you want to maximize your chances of getting that boundary, got to hit straight past the bowler, hit it hard. Going to get it 9 times out of 10.
Good shot by Rohit, good intent. Even with Nepal 3 wickets down, they're still going for their shots. And he's hit it straight back to Salador, who's taken a cotton ball.
Brilliant, brilliant. He's more than made up for that drop catch earlier. And Nepal definitely in a spot of bother now.
My oh my, what are we seeing here, Cash?
Well, for Singapore from here on, they just have to keep their bowling tight, avoid those misfields. They will have themselves right in the game, I would say, all the way through.
The new batsman into the crease is Binod Bandari, the Nepalese wicket keeper.
Have you seen him bat earlier this tournament?
Not quite, Cash. But I'm glad to see him batting now.
Well, Nepali fans will definitely be hoping that he goes on to score a big one from here for Nepal. Things are going to be a bit difficult, as you can see there.
Nudged away, back of square for a single.
Always a good relief to get off strike and get off the mark first up for a batsman.
Absolutely. Cash, you touched on this. I'll get to that in a second. Nudged away again through the onside for a single by Deepak Ari. Cash, you touched on what this means for Singapore in terms of an opportunity, and just by looking at a couple of the celebrations by the players, it just goes to show what it means to them as well. Singapore have obviously been working hard over the last, say, 12 months, trying to put in the... That's a great shot by
Binod.
Binod, caressed through the offside for a boundary. Short ball from Salador, brought back and taken him through the offside. Like I was saying, Cash, Singapore have obviously been training for a good period of time and putting the hard yards, especially with members who are a lot of working members and coming to train in the evenings, you know, from 6:30 to say 12 or even 1 at times to put in the fitness levels. So just it goes to show that if the hard yards been done, how much of an opportunity it presents, one, to play good level of cricket, but also make an impact.
Oh yes, absolutely, spot on there, Sharon, and all the youngsters out there watching as well. A lot of you who are passionate about the game. We were talking about this earlier as well in the Malaysia-Singapore game. Almost, I thought there was going to be another catch behind square there, the way the ball ballooned up as he tried to paddle that towards fine leg. But yeah, that importance of hard work, the dedication, the sincerity, always pays.
That's really well bowled by
Very, very.
Ananta. He's the first bowler to get that much of turn on this wicket as well, and that is the impact a good leg spinner can make in a squad. They certainly go for runs at times, but they certainly pick you the key wickets that you need as well.
Oh yes.
Ambitious shot there by Binod, but again, he's looking to break the shackles. Short ball, hit straight through to sweeper on the offside. Well, Cash, we spoke about how hard the Singapore players have been training, but a lot of credit has to be given to the coaches and the support staff as well, who day in day out try to make sure the right facility and the right infrastructure is in place for the cricketers.
Oh yes.
Well bowled again by Ananta. Gets the leading edge. Dot ball. So Bilal Asad, bowling coach. Fahad Masood.
Fielding
coach Mr. Rehan. Arjun Menon, Jamal
Yes.
D'Silva, Shoaib Razak, all of them spend ample amount of time. Well played by Deepak, just a turn, strike off. Really good bowling here by Ananta, really keeping things tight. It's great to see that he's making the batsmen think for different shots, on executing different shots, and getting them to be a bit more ambitious with their cricket, and he's keeping things simple.
Yes, that's a very important point there, right? Keeping it simple. When you know your game, back yourself to play it the way you do, and not taking anything away from young Rohan Rangarajan. The way he batted today was just absolutely sensational, but what got the better of him was that unconventional shot, which, like Zubin was mentioning, he probably should have tried a bit later in the innings. That 50 was his for the taking, and he missed out, unfortunately.
So folks, if you've just tuned in, Singapore winning the toss and batting first, scored 192. Top scorer being Tim David and Rohan Rangarajan. Great shot, well fielded by Tim.
Oh, brilliant effort.
At sweeper, keeping the batsman to 2 runs.
Yes, very good effort there by Tim. He's a tall lad, not that easy to run and get low on the ball to pick that up in the boundary, but very good effort.
That's a slow sweep onto the leg side. Fielder's getting underneath it, and he's caught it.
Whoa!
He juggled it a couple of times, and he's picked up the catch.
Another brilliant catch out there in the end. Who's taken that?
My guess would be Anish Param. Yeah, he's fumbled it a couple of times, and he's taken it. Brilliant catch.
79 for 5, Nepal. Singapore at this stage definitely in the driver's seat, unless Nepal can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Nepal certainly needs something special from this point to get across the line. Singapore playing extremely spirited cricket. So folks, if you just join in, Singapore batting first, scored 191 for the loss of 6 wickets. Tim David's top scoring with 77 of 43. Rohan Rangarajan scoring 49 and Manpreet Singh getting 42. For Nepal, Abhinash Bohara picking up 4 wickets and Karan Casey with 2. Nepal currently 79 for 5, opened up with Paras Katka and Gyanendra Malla. Malla scoring 39, Paras getting 12. And since then it's been single digits for Nepal. Great bowling by Salador. Good catching by Singapore to this point. They've certainly been quite energetic and quite spirited on the field.
Oh yes, they've made up for those early fumbles and a couple of drop catches in the beginning. Lifted their game. Skied high.
High into the air, and Salah gets another one.
That's it. That's taken by Chetan Suryavanshi. Nepal 6 down. Singapore certainly will be confident from here on.
Absolutely, Cash. Just made me think about the different winners for the major tournaments. You had the World Cup in India in 2011, India triumphed. You had the World Cup in Australia in 2015, where Australia came up on top, and just the recently concluded World Cup, where England came up on top. Could there be something truly called home ground advantage?
Yes, it used to be. It actually used to be a jinx before. It used to be a disadvantage, but it's definitely turned around in the last few tournaments, and it's rubbed off on this Asia final as well for Singapore. All you youngsters who are watching out there, some fantastic display of outfield catching there by Singapore. Even the one catch as the dot balls bowled that Anish took as well in the second ball of this over, he had that presence of mind to juggle it and still hold on to it.
That's a close one at the bowler's end. Nudged away by Deepakari. Backward square leg. The new batsman is the opening bowler for Nepal, Sompal Kami. Nepal are 80 for 6 off 11. I'll take a break from here and Zubin will take over.
Welcome back, Zubin.
Thank you, Ash. I have to admit, I was getting a bit excited out there. It's been a terrific performance. Singapore have really tightened the pressure, and they've caused the batsmen from Nepal to force the pace. And like I said, this is not one of those grounds which you can clear that easily. It is very misleading. You need to play good cricketing shots and get maximum value. That's a close one.
Yes, so did it hit him outside the line? I'm not sure, but yes, you're right.
Probably some bat in it. No, it
Oh,
pitched
yes.
outside leg.
Good ball.
Well, I was standing in the crowd, and when Ananta Krishna started his spell, I said this could be the turning moment in the game. And then Chetan Suryavanshi pulled off the most spectacular catch. I think that was a catch that met international standards of spectacular on the
Yes.
boundary. It was not the catch he took, but the way he landed back inside the rope that probably made it that. And I think that to me is, if somebody were to ask me what the turning point of the game was, it was that.
Oh,
It was
yes.
that catch.
You're spot on, Zubin. That's exactly what we were saying when that catch was taken, although we mistakenly thought it was Janak Prakash who took that catch.
Was it Janak?
I thought it was
Janak, I'm sorry.
Okay, so played out towards deep mid wicket. Very well fielded there by Surendran to cut that down to 2. Sorry, that was Tim. My apologies, folks.
Everything is going for Singapore at this point. They're fielding and bowling like a side on top. The dives are coming in, the balls are being stopped, and from here on Nepal will need something superhuman to win the game for them, because this asking rate now is almost or probably more than 12 and over, and it's a very uphill task from here with only 4 wickets left in hand.
Indeed, with all their top batsmen back in the dressing room, it's going to be a superhuman effort from the lower order batsmen. Straight.
That's a very good shot down the track. He used his feet very well. and hit it for 6. Beautiful shot there by Dipender Singh. He's not going to go down without a fight, and he's just showing that it's something for the fans to cheer about, and it tells the Singapore team that this game is far from over. They still have 4 more wickets to get, and Nepal need exactly 103 runs from here.
Spot on there, Zubin. You just cannot afford to get complacent. You have to stay in the game all the way through. Sometimes, sitting in that driver's seat, sometimes you can get a little bit lazy, thinking we've got the game in the bag. I'm sure you'll be able to share from your experience.
Complacency, yes, absolutely. It's been the downfall of many a fielding side from time to time, where the last 2 or 3 wickets have come and taken the game away. So Singapore need to be careful here and not let it slip out of hand.
Quick single taken.
Good fielding, good pressure.
Yes, slightly expensive this over.
But he still bowled a beautiful spell so far. 19 in 3 overs, and that 1 wicket of a spectacular catch.
Oh yes.
By Janak, as I've been corrected, and rightly so.
Definitely good figures so far by Ananta. He's got good control. That's very important for a leg spinner. This Kumar bowling his last over. Starts off with a dot ball. He's been a consistent performer for Singapore over the years, Selador.
Well bowled again, keeping it tight. Only a single of that ball. This shouldn't worry Singapore too much at this stage. Dot balls and ones. It's as long as they can keep the boundaries down to a minimum.
Exactly, Zubin. Singapore will definitely not be bothered about the 1s and 2s every so often.
What Sompal and Dipender will be looking for is the boundary, and he showed us in the previous over, Dipender Singh, that he is no mug with the bat. He danced down the wicket. Ananta is not an easy bowler to step out to. He's tall, he's quick through the air, but the way he played that shot told you that there's a lot there as far as Dipender is concerned as a batsman. He's a good player.
He's hit that out towards deep mid for a couple. Yes, that 6 was a very good display of that basics of batting, of setting yourself up in that strong base. Oh,
probably hit him outside off stump, the point of impact. And with Selador coming around the wicket, he's probably not going to get a lot of turn, and the ball's probably sliding down. That said, it's still a good shout. I've liked the umpiring in this game. It's been very consistent. And what I've liked particularly in this tournament is that the umpires haven't been trigger happy. Something we've, I think as a player, it's the one thing you want. You're fine with umpires erring on the side of caution than to throw it to the wind. Another good over by Selador. That's the end of his spell. 4 wickets for 25. What a performance that is by the off spinner. A great spell, probably a match-winning one. We'll see how the game goes, but excellent effort under the circumstances.
Indeed, Zubin, very well bowled by Selador again. He did that in that game against Malaysia as well the other day. Some good consistent performances throughout this tournament. 4 wickets today, he'll be happy.
4 wickets in a final.
He's held his nerves.
4 wickets in any inning is a great return for a bowler, and in a T20 final of this magnitude, it is a huge effort.
Oh, for sure. Janak's come back in as a batsman's taken. Okay, there's a bit of misfield there, which has resulted in a 4.
Bit sloppy on the third man boundary there. Just trying to get who the fielder was.
Exactly to, was it Surendran? No,
Surendran.
it was Surendran. No, actually it was Vijay Kumar, Saladori Vijay Kumar. And like we were talking, you can't get complacent.
Yes.
Played out to sweeper. And a mix up there.
And there's the run out.
There was never a second run in there when the ball was hit out at deep extra cover. And Dipender Singh, obviously understanding that they have to try and go for maximum runs every ball, took a bit of a big punt there. His partner wasn't interested.
I think it was Sompal who's run out. He was going for the second run. Dipender is now on strike.
Yeah, my apologies, folks.
That was Sompal who played that shot, and somehow they obviously did not communicate amongst themselves. But Dipender was quite clear from the very beginning that he didn't want the second run, but Sompal kept running, and even though he was fortunate, the throw went to the keeper, but
there was plenty of time with him.
There was plenty of time if he decided to come back, yes. But he just kept running, and that did it. Good take by Janak at the bowler's end. It wasn't not the best of throws by Manpreet on the bounce, but Janak kept his cool, caught the ball and took the bails off. The umpire clearly had no hesitation in giving that out.
Exactly. Just that importance of keeping your eyes on the ball. That's
and
what
keeping
it
your
is.
cool.
That's
Yes.
it. A wild swing there. Good comeback by Janak in this over after going for 14 in his first. $100 up, 100 for 7. Not looking pretty for Nepal. It's an interesting shot. There was like a swat pull.
He's a talented batsman, Dipender Singh. He's got so much time. The way he swatted that ball. Janak he's medium fast, and he dug that in. But the thing I've noticed in this inning in particular has been Amjad Mahboob's field placements, which have been pretty spot on. I know I was a little critical in the beginning of the fielder he had at deep square leg on Vinod's bowling, but other than that, he's got his fielders in the right place most of the time, especially with the catches. And that's another wicket. Looks like it.
Yes. Fingers gone up. Singapore crowds just absolutely going wild out there in the pavilion. I can hear the background noise in the background. Yep, there was a big deviation there, big deflection off the bat. Good simple take for Manpreet. Nepal 8 down Singapore are definitely now right in with this one. It is from this point on going to be next to impossible for Nepal. What Singapore will be looking for now is to get those remaining 2 wickets and get them quickly to make it a big win for themselves. That's what they will be trying to do. 14 gone, 101 for 8. Folks, this live coverage is brought to you exclusively by the Singapore Cricket Association and Wii Sports. Hope you're enjoying our coverage out at home. A lot of work has been put in by the production team in bringing this together. As this game progresses towards close, do like the Singapore Cricket Association Facebook page as well. So wide.
Jana getting a bit carried away there. Bending his back, but losing control of his line and length,
Yes.
giving a wide. I think even the captain should forgive him at this stage.
Yes, I would say so. With this score and this number of wickets,
Yes, and Qatar will be really
you
disappointed.
do have a little bit of a leeway of going away with a few loose ones. Finishes off with a dot ball. 1 or 2 for 8 at the end of 14. Exactly 90 runs needed of 6 overs.
You could probably discuss that if there was, a far smaller number in that wickets column next to the scoreboard. But given the number of wickets they've lost, I'm not sure how much of a chance. I don't know enough about Nepal or so. Dipendra looks good, but adjust his line a little. I don't know how much Basant Regmi can bat. It does look to be more of a case of how quickly Singapore can wrap this up now.
Oh, yes, and it is also about the pressure on the lower order batsmen. They might be able to bat and bat well, but if chances are that you don't bat out there in the middle that often because your top order does well, in this kind of situation it makes it even more difficult. That's sort of pulled behind square for a 4 by Dipendra.
We know it's got to finish well here. This is an older ball now. It's not the new ball that he was bowling with. So he probably needs to adjust his line a little bit and move a little more towards the offside, because the ball will come slower off the wicket, and that'll give the batsman enough time to place him anywhere on the leg side. It was okay. That line was okay when the ball is new, so he'll just have to make that slight adjustment.
Right about that, Zubin.
He doesn't mind that single, gets Dipendra off strike. No, he refused that run. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Dipendra is going to do a Mahendra Singh Dhoni now. He's going to farm the strike for
Oh,
himself
yes.
and then look to see.
There you go. He's been held to a single there by the fielder there behind square. But as you were saying earlier about Amjad's field placements, he's been good throughout the tournament. Even the game against Malaysia, he was spot on with his catches and the ones out saving the boundaries.
Well, I was telling Sharon earlier, I call him the wicket-taking arm for the Singapore bowling side. More importantly, what I feel is he's a very calm and collected individual. He's never ruffled about anything, and that's something that comes naturally to a player, and especially a leader.
Yes.
I'm personally a big fan of the leaders who can keep their calm in the storm, and he seems to have that, and that's the end of
Dipender Singh.
Dipender Singh. Stumped off a wide ball, very well bowled. He saw him charging and
Yeah.
bowled it wide down the legs, and a brilliant take by Manpreet Singh
Yes, he
to
has.
get that stumping.
He has done a good job behind the stumps, Manpreet Singh. Brilliantly taken.
This reminds me of a stumping in the '96 World Cup. Tendulkar was, I think, batting on '96.
Is this
Or
a semi-final?
no, this is the game against Australia, and Tendulkar was going all guns, and Mark Waugh was bowling off spin, and he had him stumped off a wide ball. He saw him charging and bowled it really wide of the off stump, which was, you know, it's etched in my memory. And this was again very good bowling by Vinod. He saw the batsman, I think, and he just slipped it down leg side to.
No, very, very intelligent bowling there. And talking about when you talked about